Hello everyone, today we are joined by the gorgeous Triumph Rocket 3 GT Storm. As you guys know, I absolutely love the Rocket 3 and I've ridden the Rocket 3R, but this is my first time riding the Storm and my first time riding the GT. I'm going to go into the differences later in the video. This video is about an accumulation of interesting things that I love about the Rocket 3. We can't talk about the Rocket 3 without mentioning that it has the world's largest motorcycle engine ever made. So it's a 2.5 litre triple. The Storm produces 180 brake horsepower and around 225 Newton meter of torque. So these are record breaking numbers in terms of motorcycle performance. I mean, to think that you have 180 brake horsepower, 225 Newton meter of torque and a 2.5 litre triple engine is absolutely bonkers. One of the things that you instantly notice on the Rocket 3 is that the headers are all out. They're exposed here on the side of the engine, leading up to a pair of exhausts here and another one on the other side. This is such a nice feature that I've not seen on any production bike, and it really draws the attention to the beefy 2.5 litre engine. Despite the Rocket 3 Storm being 320 kgs and despite it having a wheelbase of 1677 millimeters, the handling really defies its appearance and weight. Now, you would think with such a large wheelbase and such a heavy lump of a bike, it would be a handful and you'd have to really manhandle it through corners. But it handles beautifully, holds the corner really nicely, very stable at high speeds in straight line. It just does it so perfectly, and actually it's shocking how well this bike handles considering its size and weight. One of the unique things that I love about the Rocket 3 Storm is that the blacked out headers and exhausts, and then it's got these really cool foldable pegs on the side. These are the pillion pegs that neatly fold in and out like that, and it just gives it a nice flush look. And finally, we've got the single-sided swing arm, exposes the side of the wheel, and it really kind of shows off the silhouette of the bike. You've got the 240 Avon Cobra chrome tyres, which were specifically made for the Rocket 3 series. When it comes to the ergonomics of the Rocket 3 and the riding position, the Rocket 3 has rather impressive ergonomics. So you've got forward controls and you've got a little hump there that holds you in place, which is basically the pillion seat. On the GT specifically, you've got the pillion support here on the back, and this is totally understandable because the torque on this thing is unbelievable. You do need that extra support. On the GT as well, you've got a slightly lower seat compared to the R. The bars are a little bit higher and pulled back, giving you a more relaxing and comfortable riding position, as opposed to the R where the bars are lower, they're wider and they're flat, giving you a sportier riding position. The slightly higher bars on the GT give you a more comfier riding position and more appropriate for longer journeys. It's equipped with premium Showa suspension and Brembo monoblock calipers, giving you a plush ride and high performance stopping power, which you definitely need on this bike. One of the appealing things about the Rocket 3 is the service intervals. So you only have to service it every 10,000 miles or annually, whichever one comes first. Let's have a closer look at some of the advanced rider assistance tech that the Rocket 3 has. It's keyless, so we've got the key here, loaded with things like ride-by-wire throttle, lean sensitive ABS, traction control. It's got 4 different riding modes. It's got road, rain, sport and custom, cruise control, keyless ignition, hill hold, and it's also got a customizable rider personalized startup screen. And it's just great to have all these electronics to have your back while riding. Just to quickly go through the differences between the GT and R for anyone who's wondering. So it's exactly the same bike, but the GT has lower and more pulled back handlebars for more comfort. It's got a slightly lower seat height, and then it's got the pillion backrest. It's got forward controls. The R has wider, lower and flatter bars, giving you more of a muscular and sportier riding position. It's got slightly higher seat height and it doesn't have that rest on there. And again, it has the mid controls. So you're sat more like this on the R and obviously like this on the GT. The heated grips, screen and the pillion backrest come as standard on the bike, so you don't have to add it as an extra accessory, which I think is great because the GT is all about the longer trips and the slightly more touring version of the R. Finally, my favourite part of the review is the sound check. I love the thumpy triple sound of the Rocket 3, so let's get it fired up. Clutch in and ooh. it's fair to say that I have an obsession with the Rocket 3, but saying that, there is a few things that I would want changed. So firstly, I am not the biggest fan of the fuel cap. I'm not sure why. Number one, there's nothing to link this to the bike. I understand it might kind of like scratch the tank. I just find it so faffy to have a cap and then another cap to unlock, and you also have to get your key out. The bike is keyless, but you've got this in your pocket, you get it out, and you have to get this bad boy out and unlock it and lock it, or vice versa. So it is a bit of a faff, and I have dropped it at the petrol station a couple of times and, you know, faffed around to find it. So I'm not a biggest fan of that. I don't mind the forward controls. I've ridden bikes with forward controls and you get used to it pretty quick. But I think for a shorter person, this would be a little bit uncomfortable because, I mean, look how stretched my legs are. It's just sometimes feels a little bit hard work to reach for the pedals due to the positioning of the pegs. I'd much prefer the riding position of the R. And finally, the mirrors are rather vibey. At any speed, not even at high speeds, I found the mirrors, because they're on the handlebars, as most Triumphs have, it just shakes and you don't end up seeing anything. So that's another thing that I didn't enjoy on the Rocket 3 GT. I know. Risky. Testing. Okay, I'll tell you what. Come here. Do you know what? It would be nice. I know what you're looking at. The Advanced Rider Assist Tech. I can't talk.